Welcome and thank you very much for being here today, Tuesday afternoon, August the 18th, the afternoon, second day of the trial, the TSSB, how about that, versus TEXITcoin, Bobby Gray, everything else. I am going to be quiet and let this video play, I promise. As soon as I share my YouTube channel with you here. This is my YouTube channel. If you don't mind, go over there, subscribe, watch some videos. I would genuinely appreciate that. Thank you for letting me share that with you. Okay, now we're going to get right to the trial live. Thank you again for being here, TEXITcoin family. It's an honor.
His time will be allocated to respondents so that the time will be split or something like that. They decided to call him. They decided how long to take with him. I'm sorry that they're nearing the end of their allotted time and they feel that they're behind. That
YouTube,
is a function of how they've conducted
studio, live,
and the evidence that they've tried to get in, and the way that they've gotten it in.
We are covering the news. It's like a review of the TSSB.
So we're going to continue with the board's case through today, and I'm going to give you 2 hours tomorrow morning.
This is news coverage. It's going to be a little bit of a review. And thank you for being here and watching.
I just don't know why it's order is given that change.
Is there a question?
We can do it later.
Yeah, I guess it would be helpful to understand whether the witness order has changed. Either. I mean, we do have witnesses who have
a witness order changed
tomorrow, given that we thought we were starting tomorrow.
I think only Mr. Avery.
I swear it's so hard to be quiet. I have to be here to watch this, otherwise I would be sitting on the couch watching it on my TV.
Okay.
Because YouTube is a channel on the TV. Everybody has Roku.
I will just say,
everybody has YouTube. So is Rumble now, though. I have Rumble on my TV
during the break,
and I have a TEXITcoin Rumble.
You know, whoever we don't get to by 5 p.m. today, cut it. I mean, I don't think you'll deny.
Get them, Lovey Perry.
Literally hours.
You're wasting a bunch of time.
It's a government agency. They should
I
be better than
understand.
this.
Let's just not waste more time on this. They'll get 2 additional hours tomorrow. Let's just continue.
All right, Mr.
All this
Fuselier, you
favoritism
testified that
towards
you
the
heard,
prosecution,
radio advertising relating to
despite
respondents
them
in
not
this case
concluding
in the mining
any
packages?
evidence.
Correct.
This
Did
is
you
a
ultimately obtain
proof of
records from
work for
iHeartMedia in
TEXITcoin.
response to an administrative subpoena?
Anybody who's been watching this
What types
trial
of
can
materials
see
were produced?
clearly that TEXITcoin
There were
is
invoices, payment
their
records,
proof of work
correspondence,
live
and
before the world
examples of ads that were played on
under the TSSB
radio stations
review.
controlled by
And
iHeartMedia.
the other proof of work that is most evident is that
Did you preserve those
TSSB
materials in the investigative file as
prosecution attorneys are
Your
not
Honor, this
prepared.
was this is a TSSB Exhibit
Are
5 through
not
10.
prepared.
Records responsive
That's
to
their
administrative
proof of work.
subpoena.
Okay, here we go.
This was objected to and reserved in order to show the 167.
Your Honor, I will say, I think we need to take these one at a time. I don't actually have much of an objection to like the payment records.
Okay.
There is
I have
an
a 3 whiskey
advertisement,
lunch.
which I think is Exhibit 8. The advertisement itself does not say who it's by. It's some AI voice. Now, if there were a foundation laid that this advertisement is what was paid for in these payments, which I think are signed by Kira Gray, who's Mr. Gray's wife, I could see that foundation. To my knowledge, these have no foundation has been laid. Again, they could have asked Mr. Gray, did you pay for this ad? Have you ever heard this ad before? I will tell you, he was deposed under oath by the SEC. They played the same ad for him. And his answer, which they know because they have this transcript, is, I've never heard this ad before. I didn't pay for it. We didn't commission it. So, you know, they're going to put in an iHeartRadio payment, and then they're going to put in something that played on iHeartRadio, and they're going to say it must have been the same. They haven't established that. They could have asked Mr. Gray, because they know this is a live issue from the SEC transcript that they have.
He
They
is correct.
purposely avoided doing that. It's some anonymous ad that he has already testified under oath he's never heard before and didn't pay for.
They're not prepared. They're throwing spaghetti against the wall. And
Would you address that? Do you want to
intentionally-
just go one by one?
Well, if I could have had some
certain
more time,
now
we don't
that
care
their
about the
whole
content of the
approach
ad.
is to
Then
intentionally
the ad shouldn't come in. They just tried to move
act
it in.
dumb
Then
while
how do
they
your witness
enter more
testify
shit into
as far as,
evidence.
What he
Because it's a
investigated
railroad, and
about
I
the ads.
apologize. I'm not going to say that a million times, but this looks like a
But
railroad to
we're
me.
asking for the other documents. You can
So that
sustain
would
the,
be
to, as it's,
5 through 7
Mention it in
not
the
5 through-
comments if you have another
what's the ad?
perspective of
Yeah.
what
That is 8.
Number 8.
How do you
So
add
we'll
this
we'll
up?
offer 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. And then 167, which is it being shared? 167 is the business records
I've
affidavit.
said
that-
it before in the other video.
Court
that
requested.
it's people doing a job they don't want to
I'm
do.
just looking. So 5, 6, 7,
So it's heartless.
9.
But Bobby Gray and Honest Money represents truth. So you can see TEXITcoin
And 10
TXC
and
shining
Just that I
bright
understand,
with a true proof
the
of work.
relevance is that they
Go
paid for advertisements on
blockchain, go.
iHeartRadio. Correct.
So that's my concern here. I think that they worked so hard to make
Any responded in this case?
So,
secured
so Your Honor,
cryptocurrency
just to take these
a thing
one
that
at a
that's
time,
the only future
5,
for cryptocurrency is to be secured by the dollar, not decentralized. So
the issue I'm
this
having
a
is,
decentralized
I'm not disputing
railroad
that these are records, right? So the business records issue doesn't solve this problem.
or a railroad
5 is signed by someone in Kristen
decentralized
Parish. There has been no
crypto.
testimony about who that is. She signs for Blockchain Mint / TEXITcoin as marketing director. There's been no testimony about who she is and whether she held that or whether she was authorized to sign on behalf of Blockchain Mint or TEXITcoin. She's not here
Obviously, I
to
hope I'm
testify to
wrong,
that. There's been no
and that's
testimony.
incorrect.
That's issue 1. As you go to number 6, I actually do not have any objection to number 6. Number 6 says Kira Gray on it. That's Mr. Gray's wife. I don't have an objection to number 6. Number 7,
See, they're trying to bring in the
Again,
evidence
number
stuff that
7
Bobby had no control over. We're a
doesn't say
community.
anything on it other than
Some of
advertise
that
the
might
blockchain.
be
and
my
account executive.
stuff,
Chris, thank
You
you.
know,
It's not a question of whether
could
it's a
be
business
me and
record, it's a
Jay
question of
being
relevance and
interviewed
attribution.
on.
Number 8 has been
TEXITcoin
withdrawn.
TV.
Number 9,
Who knows?
Again, it's
Shout
the
out
same
to Timmy.
issue.
Timothy,
I don't, it's
shout
not
out to
signed
Tim
by
Dye.
anybody. It doesn't
They showed his
report
post on
to
Facebook
be on
earlier,
behalf of any respondent.
and so I sent him the
Number
video,
10, I think is the
and
same
he
issue.
was kind of.
What I will say though
yeah, he's already
is,
gotten a lot of phone
I don't
calls.
object to the one with Kira Gray's name on,
Shout out,
which I
brother.
think is number 6.
TEXITcoin
So
fan.
if all they need to
shine
do
today.
is to show that, someone on behalf of Blockchain Mint, made a payment to iHeartMedia, I think number 6 accomplishes that. But the other ones lack a proper
I
foundation.
would like to be quiet. They're trying to say Bobby paid for that iHeartMedia when we already know there's multiple people involved in paying for different types of ads.
Your Honor, I may be wrong. It's possible that
Myself
number 10
included.
also has a
I
proper
didn't pay
foundation.
money, but
Number 10, I see on page 2,
I paid for my.
is actually sent to Bobby at Blockchain Mint. So that one's fair.
Do you mind screen sharing 5, 6, and 7? And then the 167 also was offered. That's the business affidavit.
167 is the business records affidavit. Yes, Ron.
Let's get that right.
And
I'd like to know who
also,
signed,
I
I
have
mean, a
stickers.
business record on behalf of iHeartRadio.
You share it, yes.
That's,
This is the only thing I spent money on. I spent money out of my pocket for these stickers,
It was offered.
hoping that I'd get at least a couple of scans on it, and then that scan would,
Do you mind
make them
screen sharing? Are you screen sharing?
That's it.
sign
Hold on
up
just a
under
second. I
my
have so many.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So
law.
this is the affidavit. Okay, that's 167.
I put
Any
these
objection to that
these
one?
stickers all over Cleburne,
Well, I don't know. Yes,
Waxahachie,
I mean,
Arlington.
I think they're
Mansfield,
offering the business record cert as an
1,000.
typically a business record cert is
It's just for me to see it.
She asked for it.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Okay.
there's nothing for me to object to because it's
So-
not being offered as an exhibit, right?
We're offering it so she can see, so the judge can see it.
We could combine it with exhibit. Yeah, do you mean displaying it or offering it?
I have no objection to it being displayed. It's not an exhibit. It's a business record certification.
Right, I just needed to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to 5.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh my goodness, people. Get your shit together, would you? Thank you to the one person watching. Talking in the chats, but one person watching. Thank you.
Same like.
Hit like if you don't mind. Share this if you don't mind.
Oh, I
While
see.
they're bullshitting. Shout out to Bobby Gray. Since he's not sequestered or since he's not on the hearing at the moment, he might listen to this.
So 5 is the agreement signed by,
What a regular miner has to say about everything.
Well, again, it's like, we don't know who Kristen Parrish is or whether she had authority to sign for blockchain mint or TEXITcoin. That's the issue is it's not a question of whether this is a business record of iHeartRadio's. It's a question of whether it is a relevant document that's with a proper foundation.
As to the respondents.
As to the respondents, right?
There's a Kristen Parrish emailing.
I had to
the same
argue that
document,
for 2
Okay.
days.
Same email chain, I guess. I'm not sure if she's directly to Bobby at Blockchain Mint, but it's Kristen from Blockchain Mint.
okay, and we are establishing what exactly that
So
the
this
ad was
is
made
news
by
coverage.
They were-
YouTube. This is
Respondents?
news.
They were
coverage.
advertising on the radio.
respondents.
This
Yes.
is TEXITcoin TV's review
I guess
of
what I'm
the
struggling with is-
TSSB.
Mr. Fuselier has already said he started out this investigation
And I
by
admit,
hearing
I
the
am
radio
also
spot.
recording for the purpose of people
Right, I
being
mean,
able to watch this
He's already
tonight
testified to
and
that.
hopefully forever
I just like
because
this document
this original
lacks the foundation
video
that it needs to come in.
was deleted yesterday. So I'm assuming that the state TSSB YouTube video
Second, I'm
will be
trying to-
deleted.
The way it
After
is
this
organized in Kiteworks is very
Review is
unhelpful.
over today.
I can hand up hard copies of the exhibits if that's helpful. Okay, Brooke,
We're so unprepared. Do you see my ass right now? Oh my
you're
God.
currently on number 5.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's Perry there. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Respect. Really, I respect him, man. He's got a great attitude.
They're on-
A lot of bullshit.
In the effort of time, 902
But
Texas Rules of
404
Evidence. I mean, this is these are self-authenticating documents with business record affidavit,
Witness
subject to an
404.
administrative subpoena. So you can take this as to weight, but not to admissibility.
That's a self-authenticating record still has to be relevant. And it's not relevant if it doesn't go to the respondents. Like I could subpoena 7-Eleven for their sales records last week, and that would be a self-authenticating business record, but it has no connection to this case. This isn't an authentication issue.
Is blockchain named as a respondent? And is TEXITcoin named as a respondent? Whether they agree with that or not, they are named respondents in this case.
Yeah, that's,
And there's allegations in the order about them advertising on the radio. So there is relevance.
I mean, do you want to just leave it?
do you want us?
Oh,
There's
no, it's-
relevance that.
Let's see,
that the
okay, I'm going
community-
to overrule objection 5
Like you didn't have
through,
time to
so
get
5,
that
6,
person
7,
to your
9,
court, to your
and
review
10 admitted.
as a witness, whoever it is, would have been real easy to track that down. But no, these people are so unprepared. Think about it. You can
All right.
easily have that person on
Mr.
hand.
Fuselier, during your investigation, did you examine public records concerning Mulligan Mint Incorporated?
Yes.
What source did you use?
I searched Pacer database, which has federal records that are filed in courts on federal courts.
Okay. Did you obtain and preserve certified bankruptcy records concerning Mulligan Mint Incorporated?
I did.
And Your Honor, we're going to offer Exhibit 40, which are Mulligan Mint bankruptcy records, certified court records, self-authenticating under Rule 992.
40 is admitted.
Yawn. Gag me with the red, white, and
All right,
blue huge.
Mr. Fuselier, did you locate event in your investigation, any time in your investigation? Did you locate a white paper for
I'm
TEXITcoin?
talking about
Yes.
Did you
rock.
preserve that white paper?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, we'd like to offer Exhibit 56, and we are offering this. We understand this was drafted by Mr. Gray using AI after the entrance of the order, but the subject of this document discusses the history of and origins of TEXITcoin and information about TEXITcoin as it operated prior to the issuance of the cease and desist order.
Yeah, if I were Bobby Gray,
I don't believe that exhibit was objected to before, so 56 is admitted.
my commentary in color makes it way more interesting. These people are boring.
All right, so Mr. Fuselier, all of the materials we discussed today collected or obtained by you during the course of your investigation, correct?
Yes.
And did you preserve those? You preserved those materials and the underlying evidence as part of this proceeding and as part of the investigation?
Yes.
And does that fairly summarize some of the evidence you collected, preserved during your investigation? Thank you, Mr. Fuselier. Pass the witness.
Mary?
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Mr. Fuselier, good afternoon. We've not met before, right? Other than yesterday.
We may have in the past, but over a call, but that's neither here nor
We
there.
haven't met in person.
Correct.
You described yourself as the principal investigator in this case,
Yes,
and you did a thorough investigation.
I think so.
You reviewed all the documents.
Yes.
You reviewed financial documents.
Yes.
You reviewed marketing material.
Yes.
You reviewed websites.
Yes.
You listened to recorded Zoom calls.
Yes.
You investigated beginning in March 2025 until the cease and desist order was filed in February 26, right?
Yes.
I actually want to see if we can find some common ground, you and me. All right. So I'm going to try to ask you some
Can we
things that
find
I
some
think we
common
can agree
ground?
on.
You
There's no
idiot.
allegation that the mines were not actually built, right?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to say idiots.
No.
That's beneath me.
No, meaning there is no allegation.
In the order itself?
That's what we're here about.
Correct.
There's no allegation in the order that Bobby Gray didn't purchase, install, and operate mining equipment with purchaser funds.
No.
There's no allegation he stole or embezzled any funds.
No.
There's no allegation that purchasers didn't in fact receive their TEXITcoin.
No.
There's no allegation that everyone who bought, well, let me say it in the other way. Everyone who bought a mining package got their TEXITcoin, right?
I can't confirm or deny if they did or not.
Okay, there's no allegation that they didn't, right?
No.
There's no allegation he failed to pay commissions.
Seems like that's the majority of what he did.
This is not a case where he's alleged to have promised to do something and then didn't do it. That's what I'm driving.
I would say so.
There's no allegation that he lied or made any affirmative false statements.
Could you repeat that?
There's no allegation that Bobby affirmatively lied or made a false statement, correct?
No,
Thank you.
No, meaning there's no allegation.
no allegation.
How about
There's
that?
no allegation he instructed anyone else to lie to purchasers.
You were clean.
And for all of these, when you're saying no, you're agreeing that there's no allegation, correct?
Correct.
There is no allegation that he took on any fiduciary-like relationship with purchasers, right?
That he did not take on a fiduciary.
There's no allegation that he assumed any fiduciary-like relationship with purchasers, right?
No, he did not.
There's no allegation that he took on a contractual duty of disclosure, right?
No,
No, meaning there's no allegation?
there's no allegation that he took on a contractual. Say it one more time for me.
There's no allegation that, there's no contract when you buy a mining
No.
package, right?
There was no contract to, none of these people had a contract.
So there's no allegation that Mr. Gray assumed a contractual duty of disclosure.
Correct.
Yes?
Yes.
He did not, Mr. Gray did not guarantee any profits, correct?
No.
Help me out here.
Let's
Okay. The way you're phrasing it is a little bit
Okay.
off.
I'm going to ask you correct, and you can say correct or not correct.
Perfect.
Okay. There's no allegation that he guaranteed profits, correct?
Correct.
There's no allegation that he coerced purchasers, correct?
Correct.
You're aware that there are, and you've listened to these, so you've lived this, that there's hundreds of hours of weekly calls, right?
There are.
You're aware that Mr. Gray took questions during those calls, right?
Yes.
There's no allegation that he refused to answer questions posed to him, right?
In the order?
Right.
No, there's no allegation such as that.
Okay. And there's no allegation that he answered falsely on any of those calls, correct?
Correct.
There are allegations from me that guy
You've been
did not
with the
take his
security force for 18
prescription
years?
meds today.
I will tell you, you don't look like it. And I mean that in a complimentary manner.
I meant that in a,
Keeps
as
you
a
young,
compliment,
government work.
that he
Well,
probably did
okay.
take his
Um,
prescription. meds.
So you joined in 08?
Literally December 31st. Oh, wait.
Got it.
Zola,
You did not, in
when
this
is it?
case, issue a subpoena to Mr. Gray before issuing a cease and desist, right?
MINETXC.
By the way, do you have a
Goes
hand in
in
writing
there.
the cease and desist?
Somewhat. It's a collaborative process, but primarily it's an attorney.
Okay. But you saw drafts, you provided input?
Yes.
At the time, did you think it was accurate?
Yes.
You're pausing. Why is that?
I'm just thinking of the iterations that it went through and what was added and subtracted, I guess.
Okay.
Get him.
So you didn't try to talk to Bobby
Good acting.
Gray before issuing the cease and
Please
desist?
tell me.
No.
Did you know beforehand what the Rangers were, the TEXIT Rangers?
Yes, I had an idea what they were. They were deputies of the program, and
Did you try to talk to any Rangers before issuing the cease and desist?
in an undercover capacity.
Okay. And did you actually talk to any?
I reached out to some. I think Tim Blake was one of them. And I don't think I got a response from any of the actual Rangers.
Why didn't, look, I'm going to break the rule of cross-examination, but just tell us, why didn't you try to get Bobby's side of the story?
Well, we thought that if he knew that there were regulators sniffing around, he might abscond with assets and leave the country and not come back based on his prior actions.
Well, hang on a minute. When you say based on his prior actions, he didn't steal any money in this case, right? There's no missing money.
Not in this case, but with the Mulligan Mint scenario and his, fear, his attitude towards the government and the Federal Reserve and things like that, we didn't think it was out of the question to do so.
Hang on. You're not
Hang on.
saying that he stole money and absconded in the Mulligan Mint case, right?
No.
Okay, so
fucking accusation
you
liar.
understand why what you just said could suggest that, but that's not what you're saying,
Sure.
right? All right.
I hate this shit, but what
After
a
the
good
cease and
attorney.
desist order was issued, the acting securities commissioner put out a press release. Remember that?
Yes.
And it cited immediate and ongoing harm. Do you remember that? That was a quote
I
from
don't
the-
remember the exact words, but yes.
Even though there is no allegation of
Second
missing
time
or
he
embezzled
slapped
money.
him around and told him
Correct.
to act right.
I want to ask you about the other respondents. You know today, sitting here, that MINETXC, TEXITcoin, and Blockchain Mint are not entities, right?
In what sense?
In any legal sense.
In any legal sense, as far as a business filing or
And this isn't meant to be a trick question. You know that they're not legally formed
Yes
entities,
or
right?
no?
sure, yes,
You know that because you had searched the Secretary of State records, right?
correct.
Okay, we're not going to look at them, but those are exhibits, TSSB exhibits
Just
41 to
admitted
46, which
it's
are already
not
in
a
evidence.
security.
You have looked at those, right?
Yes,
And you know that there is no evidence that they're incorporated anywhere, including outside of Texas, right?
correct.
Just doesn't like
You
his
actually knew that
attitude.
before the cease and desist order was filed, right?
Yes,
And even though you knew that they were not legal entities, they were named as respondents.
yes,
It's basically the same. I mean, TEXITcoin is a blockchain, right?
yes. TXC.
Oh, well, there's a TEXITcoin blockchain, and then
It's
there's
a native token with on the, yes,
You know that a blockchain is not an entity that's capable of being sued, right?
yes.
Okay, but you went ahead and sued it anyway.
It wasn't my choice to make. One thing, it wasn't sued, it was an order was issued against something that the public knows by that name, which is the purpose of what the order did.
But you, as the principal investigator, you know that a blockchain can't be sued.
Sure.
Wow. How about this?
You know that blockchain Mint and MINETXC likewise are not entities that can be sued, right?
Correct.
That's hardcore. What a great attorney. I still see the railroad though, you know. TEXITcoin.
Did you know
clear
prior to the
said
cease and desist
not a
order
security.
that mining packages were only available for sale on the MINETXC website?
I think I believe that's the only place I knew where they were available. I may have learned that you could have gotten them from other rangers or something. I can't remember exactly if I knew that was the only place.
You knew that TEXITcoin does not offer mining packages for sale at all, correct?
The website TEXITcoin?
Anything called TEXITcoin.
Goodness gracious.
I can make this more specific. TEXITcoin as a respondent is alleged to have offered and sold mining packages. You know that TEXITcoin is either a blockchain or a digital currency, right? Yes?
Yes,
And so you know that a blockchain or digital currency cannot offer a mining package for sale, correct?
correct.
You also know that the TEXITcoin website, TEXITcoin.org, did not offer mining packages for sale, correct?
Correct.
You also know that Blockchain Mint did not offer mining packages for sale, correct?
Correct.
So the allegation in the cease and desist order that TEXITcoin and Blockchain Mint offered mining packages for sale is not correct, right?
They were collectively known as TEXITcoin entities. They were all linked together, and when you went to one or the other, it was all a collective package, is how we saw it and characterize it. That's why we called it the TEXITcoin mining package, and that's how I believe Bobby himself referred to it, or other promoters. So it got a little fuzzy in that way. But yes, the MINETXC site itself is where you went to purchase it.
Right. And as you just said, TEXITcoin and Blockchain Mint did not, in fact, offer these mining packages for sale.
No.
Not on their websites and not otherwise.
To my knowledge, no.
That sidestep's very important. Other promoters, because Bobby probably didn't, and they probably don't have evidence of Bobby.
I'd like to walk through a couple provisions of the cease and desist order
Not that
review.
important to
Okay.
me.
And you've testified that you reviewed this.
The order? Yes.
sir.
Again, this is news coverage brought to you by TEXITcoin TV.
Many. And may I approach the witness? and hand them up?
Live
Is it easier for you,
studio,
Mr. Fuselier, if I
YouTube.
hand you a copy?
Copy, or do you want to put it on the screen? Whatever you want to
We
do.
can share it on the screen. I have a hard copy here, actually.
Whatever's easiest for the court. Do you have a copy? That's too much.
Bobby wants to stretch. So let me
May I approach, Your Honor?
bench. I need to show you I know what the hell I'm doing. I came prepared.
Mr. Fuselier, I'm happy to display it on the screen, as we will do, but I'm also happy to hand you a copy if that's easier.
Yeah, let's
May I
have it.
approach a witness, Your Honor? Can you pull that up on the screen, please?
Thank you.
All right. Well, my guitar's sitting right there.
This is for, we're not offering this as an exhibit, but for identification, it's been marked as RX48.
Securities, emergency cease. This is the order.
All right, Mr. Fuselier, I'm going to walk through the paragraphs under the heading, the TEXITcoin
He's
websites
gonna
and
go
mining
through
packages.
each and
would
say you
start
don't
at
have it, you don't
paragraph
have it.
12. Okay,
Pretty badass.
we're going to set aside for these purposes the term investor, because that's a legal conclusion, and I'm going to ask you about the factual allegations. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Respondents operate internet websites accessible by the public at texitcoin.org, hereinafter referred to as the TXC website, and MINETXC.com, hereinafter referred to as the MINETXC website. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, only Mr. Gray operated those websites, right?
At the time, I wasn't sure, but I believe that's probably true.
Because the other respondents as non-entities can't do anything, right?
Correct.
Paragraph 13. The TXC website directs potential investors. Again, you and I are not going to spar about the term investor. That's not what we're doing, but I'm just reading it. Directs potential investors seeking to invest in the mining packages to the MINETXC website. Setting aside the terms investors and invest, that's accurate, correct?
This is their
Paragraph 14.
wording.
The MINETXC website claims respondents have raised over $147 million and paid out approximately $65 million in commissions. That's not a lie, right?
We never confirmed that, but based on their, own assertions, and that's what they have said.
This is in their cease.
Let me say that
and
differently.
desist
You
order.
have no reason to doubt
No.
that the representation that they raised over 147 million and paid out approximately 65 million is true.
Correct.
And you did not at any point, either before issuing the cease and desist order or after issuing the cease and desist order, subpoena or otherwise try to obtain records, correct, from these companies? Well, they're not companies, but from these withdrawn, but from respondents?
No.
Okay. You could have, right? You could have issued a subpoena, correct?
Yes.
Paragraph 15, stripped of the legal conclusion. It is true that the MINETXC website allows purchasers to purchase mining packages, correct?
Correct.
Paragraph 16. It is true, it says respondents are representing that the purchase of a mining package will entitle investors to receive a specific amount of hash power, which is a percentage of the total mine power. That's actually true, correct?
Correct.
In other words, it says respondents are representing that. That's a true representation, correct? Next, the amount of hash power determines the investor's percentage of the mine's daily output of TEXITcoin. That's true, right?
Right.
Next, respondents are also representing that investors will be paid their percentage of TEXITcoin daily. That's also true, right?
Right.
So those three representations that respondents are allegedly making are true.
Yes.
Okay. Meaning it's true that people receive their TXC distributions daily, correct?
Yes.
And it's true that the output of the mining operation was TEXITcoin, correct?
Correct.
Next, the cease and desist order says in the final sentence of paragraph 16, investors never receive any mining hardware or control over mining hardware. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right, that one is false, right?
We now know that there were exceptions to that.
Let me try to say that again. You now know that that allegation is false.
Correct.
Because some purchasers did get at-home mining equipment.
Yes.
And yet, sitting here today, the securities board has not withdrawn the allegation that is known to be false. Correct?
That's why we're at this hearing.
No, you just testified as their principal investigator that you know that allegation to be false. Right?
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Fusa has nothing to do with withdrawing allegations. That is what the whole purpose of this is, in issuing a proposal for decision and a final order at the end. So
Same.
Okay, but you believe that there is evidence that purchasers received mining hardware.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and object to any more questions where a paragraph of the order is read. It's before the court. We'll handle this in briefing. This is getting argumentative. So I object for any further reading of the order.
I'm entitled to ask him whether he knows that evidence that allegations are false, as he's just admitted.
Okay. Let's just, again, be mindful of time. Let's continue.
He's the principal investigator, Your Honor.
All right.
And again, I do not want anything to be read into record that's already in the evidence. So he can definitely read it to himself and then answer questions, but let's go ahead.
Did you know before filing the cease and desist order that some mining package purchasers received at-home mining equipment?
No.
You only learned that after the fact?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
It's getting tough. on you.
Paragraph 17, we don't have to read it. That's accurate, right? That's true. The representations that respondents made were true, right?
Yes.
Okay. And paragraph 18, true, right?
Yes. These are things that we got from the website itself. These
Right.
are all what we're alleging.
I'm just establishing there's no alleged misrepresentation, right?
Correct.
And then I want to ask you about paragraph 19, because you've got a part in here about checks payable to Danaher Resources. Did you interview anyone who actually paid by check?
No.
So there's no one that told you that would have been material to them, this information about Danaher Resources.
No.
Again, Mr. Fusa would not even make that determination. It's a legal conclusion, what's material, what's not. So that's an attorney that's doing that.
Okay, I'll withdraw the term material. There's no one that told you that would have been important or mattered to them, right?
No.
All right. You did some undercover discussions with folks on social media, right?
Yes.
We looked at one or two of those. Okay. You didn't actually speak to those people on the phone?
No.
You didn't actually do any investigation to find out if they were real people? That's a serious question.
No.
Like, you know, there are social media bots, right?
Right.
Okay. You didn't try to verify these were really the named people for these social media accounts?
Well, there were some that were mentioned on the calls themselves. So we assumed that they were part of the program.
Right. You're relying on an assumption you did not take the evidentiary and investigative steps to confirm, correct?
I don't know if I would agree with that. to varying degrees. Some we had less information of how real they were. Some we had better information. We had real profiles with, good information that seemed to verify that they were truly associated with the program and they knew Bobby Gray and attended these events.
Yeah.
So it was a mix.
And it was a mix. And some of those people you don't know whether they're real people or bots, right?
I suppose.
Right. Did any of the people that you interviewed actually describe themselves as a sales agent?
Well, when we didn't interview them, when we spoke with them in an undercover?
Yeah.
They did not describe themselves as sales agents.
So the order makes allegations about sales agents. That's not a term that anyone that you interviewed, whether in an undercover capacity or otherwise, identified themselves as.
No.
Okay. Your Honor, there is someone in Marcus Hess who is a witness who's on Zoom right now.
Mr. Hess, if you can head over to YouTube and observe from there until we call you.
No, he's a witness. He's not.
As a witness, he
I
can't
think
be listening in at
He
all.
was supposed to come at
right.
this time. So
Sorry, he is a witness. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Hess, if
Mr.
you
Hess.
can
can you step off?
step off and whenever you, and also do not watch on YouTube, apologize for that. So whenever it's your time to testify, we're going to,
We had told him 1:30, so he was just getting on.
okay.
Should I return? Should I leave and come back?
You
Yeah,
leave and
we'll let you know when to get on. Mr.
Thank you
Hess.
so much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Hey, Marcus, how'd you get on? there?
Usually, you know that a blockchain does
Don't
not
know
have
who
people
Marcus
working on
is.
its
I was
behalf,
sending a
right?
text. Talking
I think there's
TEXITcoin
people that
family.
maintain it and create it and developers and things of that nature.
Sure, absolutely, but it doesn't have employees, right?
No, I guess so.
If someone bought a mining package, they were allocated a defined amount of hash power, right?
Yes.
There's no allegation that it was actually fictitious hash power or hash power that didn't really exist, right?
No.
Hash power is a measure of computing power.
Yes.
And how much hash power you had determines your daily distribution of TXC, right?
Yes.
And so if someone bought a mining package, what they ended up with was TXC, right?
Yes.
They did not own any percentage or share of any other stream of profit, right?
Could you repeat that?
They didn't, other than the TXC, they didn't have any other ownership stake or share or right to stream of profits or anything like that.
No,
No, meaning they did not, right?
they did not.
They just had the TXC.
Well, I don't know if this is what you're asking, but I know that it didn't mine just TXC. I think they mined other coins.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the only reward you got was in TXC.
The mining packages didn't confer any rights to any profits of a company or entity, right?
Correct.
Or the mining package didn't confer any rights or expectations of rights or profits related to the ownership of any company or entity, right?
Well, you own the seat that you could apparently transfer to someone else. So that was some form of ownership.
Not of a company or entity or anything like that, right?
Not a legal entity, no.
Right. Okay. You agree with me that there's 3 different ways to get TXC? I'll walk them through.
Said that on purpose.
Walk me through.
All right. You can purchase it or trade it in a private arm's length transaction, right? That's
Sure.
one.
Shows you their position.
You
though.
can buy it on a
Yes.
crypto exchange, right? Or you can buy a mining package, right?
Right.
And any of those 3 ways, what you end up with is just TXC.
or the package itself that you have some kind of right over.
You know that the C&D doesn't allege the package itself and any ownership or transfer rights with the package itself to be a security, right?
That is what the order says.
The order does not talk about the transfer and sale of the package itself, right? You know that.
No, I mean, yes.
Yes, meaning the order doesn't allege that, right?
What an
Correct.
actor.
You have been an investigator for 18 years and have worked on a variety of cryptocurrency cases, right?
Just to clarify, I wasn't an investigator the entire 18 years, but I've been one since 2013. I was
Okay.
in a different role before that.
And
Yeah. He needs to keep this new role,
everything you work
paying him
on
good money.
relates to the Texas Securities Act.
Yes,
And so you're aware that in some of your investigations, people use the term investment to mean something that is not a security, like gold or Bitcoin, right?
they do.
Those are things that someone might buy with the hope that the price goes up and they make money, but they're not securities, right?
So, yeah, they do.
Excuse me.
You'd agree with me that once a purchaser got TXC, it was theirs to do with whatever they wanted.
Yes,
They could spend it, trade it, hold it, whatever they want,
Spend
right?
it, trade it, hold it.
You'd agree with me, and perhaps you have, in which case I don't need to belabor the point. There's no allegation that Bobby Gray guaranteed any profits, right?
No.
In fact, you've seen evidence that he specifically disclaimed any promises or guarantees of profits, right?
correct.
And you've seen evidence that he advised people that this was risky and not an investment, right?
Yes,
Had you seen that evidence before filing the cease and desist order?
yes,
So you were aware, I'm not going to take the court's time and play all of these again. You've been sitting here the whole hearing, right?
yes,
So you heard me play those clips from the Zoom calls when Mr. Gray was testifying.
yes. And I've seen them many times before.
Okay, and so I'm not going to take the time to review them now, but you were aware of those same disclaimers and warnings before filing the cease and desist?
Yes,
And I don't mean to suggest that you yourself filed the cease and desist. I mean the filing of the cease and desist.
right.
The cease and desist doesn't make any reference to the warnings and advice that he gave people that this was risky and not guaranteed and not an investment, right?
Correct.
I'm not going to go through these documents. You've seen them, right?
I'm not sure what documents you're.
No, I'm sorry. All of the, it's not an investment. Be careful, be aware. It's not a risk. I mean, this is a risk, all of that. You've seen these documents.
Well,
You're asking for it. Okay.
no, the thing is, to make a purchase
Is it
in
a
this-
website or is it a video? Is it a?
Yeah, so like the MINETXC website, which is TSSB Exhibit 1, it carries risk, real ones. That one, it's a shot. It's only a shot. These documents, you've seen them.
Right, yes. I mean, I preserved them, so.
Well, that's what I'm referencing, right? It's not the Zoom call where he said
I
it's not a
preserved
guarantee, it's not an
What he
investment.
was
it's
saying,
highly
idiot.
speculative. You preserve
But
that.
no,
Zoom
you
call.
take 60
Yes.
seconds
The
of
Zoom call
blah,
where
blah.
he says this is not an investment, this is more like a gamble. You preserve that Zoom.
Sorry, I said idiot.
Right?
That's
Yes.
beneath me.
The TEXITcoin.org website, TSSB Exhibit 23, where he says, purchasing TEXITcoin is not an investment. TXC is highly speculative and no one should purchase any more than they are prepared to completely lose. Think of TXC more like gambling or buying a lottery ticket. There's a chance you can win big, but it's only a chance. You preserve that website,
Only a
right?
chance.
Yes.
And you had preserved all of that information before filing the
If
cease and
This is
desist,
the
right?
argument. I mean, we all knew we were buying a lottery
Yes.
ticket.
Okay. And none of that information and those disclaimers and warnings were included in the cease and desist order, right?
And if you
Well, that
didn't,
exhibit was part of the cease and desist.
Then
That was an
you
exhibit
didn't
in
do
the
the
cease and
research.
desist order.
these warnings and advisements that I've just gone through, these were not included in the cease and desist order, right?
Itself, no.
I want to talk about the disclosures, and I am trying to move this quickly, which is why I'm not looking at the documents themselves. The cease and desist order alleges that respondents omitted certain information, correct? Okay. One of the pieces of information that is alleged to have been omitted is the Mulligan Mint bankruptcy, correct?
Correct.
We're not going to go over all of it. You have seen evidence as you sat here over the past 2 days of statements that Mr. Gray made about the Mulligan Mint bankruptcy, right?
Right.
Okay. Were you aware of those statements before filing the cease and desist?
Yes.
Okay. And notwithstanding those statements, the cease and desist included the allegation that Mr. Gray intentionally concealed the Mulligan Mint bankruptcy?
Yes.
Did you agree with that decision?
Yes.
Were you aware of the
Don't you have to have
Telegram
evidence?
chat group where all of this information was included?
I was aware and personally viewed a chat group that potential investors could view. And I think there was another one where actual miners could view, and where that information was made available. I was not able to gain access to that.
Okay. And you didn't try
My
to get
recollection. Sorry.
you didn't try to get those Telegram messages from Mr. Gray?
No.
Respect.
The order alleges that respondents didn't disclose information about MINETXC's assets, liabilities, and capitalization, right?
Yes.
You know that MINETXC doesn't have assets, liabilities, and capitalization, right?
I don't know if
I object.
not for me to
I
say.
object. This is something
Actor.
that's,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I object. He's asking him to basically determine whether MINETXC has assets, liabilities, because it's not a legal entity by a filing, but there is something to argue there as far as whether they have assets, liabilities, and what was the other one?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
he
shit.
can answer. It's a factual question. Mr. Hines asked the exact same question to Mr. Gray.
Assets.
You can answer if you have the answer, okay? Go ahead.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, you've seen no evidence that MINETXC actually had assets, liabilities, and capitalization, right?
I've seen their website where they show what they're spending all their income and profits and things like that from. I assume that's assets and whatever they've
Okay.
accumulated throughout the operation.
And that information was disclosed on their website?
Yes.
So to the extent that they actually had assets, liabilities, and capitalization, that information was disclosed on their website?
Yes.
Great. Okay. The order alleges that there was an intentional failure to disclose information about strategies and procedures for overcoming hardware failures, power outages, or network disconnection. You're familiar with that?
Yes.
In fact, you're aware of evidence that Mr. Gray did disclose those very same things, correct?
On the Zoom calls and
Yes, sir.
yes.
So you are aware of evidence that those were disclosed,
Yes.
but it's still included in the cease and desist order.
Yes.
Were you aware of that evidence before the cease and desist order was filed?
Yes.
The order alleges that respondents failed to disclose information about the location and security of the mining premises. You're familiar with that?
Yes.
But you are aware of evidence that Mr. Gray disclosed exactly that information, right?
Yes.
So that's information that was disclosed. And did you know about that before the cease and desist was filed?
Yes.
Crazy. He's just showing, like dismantling it and showing. I mean, how do you?
I mean, if you knew all this information was disclosed before the cease and desist order was filed, why does the cease and desist order allege that it wasn't disclosed?
Objection.
All right.
Mr. Fuselier said he does not make final determination.
Fine.
I can
I'll
clear
move
things
on.
up on cross.
I'll move on.
Or
I'll move on.
redirect.
I'm sorry, you have to stop one at a time.
I'll move on. I'll move on. And I apologize for talking over him, but I will move on.
Can I actually make an answer?
Nope, it's been objected to and moving on. All right. You never visited the mining sites yourself, did you?
No.
So you don't know personally whether there is security at those sites, like barbed wire, motion detectors, alarms?
No.
You could have gone to visit, right?
Yes.
The order alleges that respondents intentionally failed to disclose information
Mansfield one was.
about the identity and
Advertised
qualifications of
publicly.
personnel who were part of respondents'
Like the
operations. You're familiar with that
Yes.
allegation? In fact, you're aware, including through the white paper and otherwise, that that information was disclosed,
Somebody
right?
give me a like over there.
The white paper came out after the cease and desist order.
Okay.
But sure,
So even prior to the cease and desist order, that information was disclosed, right?
the qualifications of personnel,
The identity and qualifications of personnel.
there was information on their website, very minimal about personnel. I don't think it was complete or very extensive, but there was some.
Okay, and it was also a topic that was discussed periodically during the Zoom call, right?
The optional Zoom calls that people could have attended, yes.
Okay. There were some questions to Mr. Gray while you were observing about whether anyone, I'm picking up on what you just said about these being optional Zoom calls. There were questions to Mr. Gray about whether anyone, prospective purchasers were required to view the Zoom calls. Remember those questions? Is anyone required to review a 10K or a 10Q or an S1?
No, but the Zoom calls, just so we're reminded, some were available to prospective investors and some were existing miners, and they were totally different information, at least during the period that we were evaluating them. 10Ks and 10Q, those sorts of things are, written information that your attorney or accountant can review and advise you on. It's a totally different set of information, not hour and a half long videos that you have to get some kind of transcript from or what. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, understood. Even the optional or rather even the minor only videos, those were posted after the fact to YouTube, right?
Yes.
Let me just see. I've been trying to move quickly through this. Let me just see if there's anything else.
Jerome.
We talked about mandatory resources. Finally, the order alleges that respondents did not disclose they were selling unregistered securities, right?
The order alleges that, yes.
Yeah. For them to have disclosed that, they would have had to know and understand that they were selling unregistered securities, right?
Presumably.
I'm just taking one moment just to confirm that I don't have anything else. Can I please have one moment just to consult with my colleagues? Thank you.
One moment to consult with my colleague. Who is his colleague? That's very interesting. This is my green pick. Might be time for me to, hey, how about that? We got a comment. Where's Bobby? Okay, give me one moment. I can get Bobby. Just a sec. Just a second. Hang on.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have
I'm
nothing
dragging
further.
him over here. I'm dragging
Sure.
him over here.
Real quick.
Hey, guys. Welcome
Fusela,
aboard
in
the
your
rocket ship.
experience as an investigator with the Texas State Securities Board, have you ever been seen an attorney
smartest,
in the Texas State
most
Securities Board label
intelligent
somebody a
genius
sales agent
you'll ever
who
have
didn't
the
themselves
privilege to
label
be the presence
themselves
of.
as sales agent?
Now,
Yes,
let's
that's
make
terrible.
some money
That's
and
usually
get
the case.
rich. With
There doesn't have to be a
honest
label of
money.
sales agent to be called a sales agent, correct? Again, the State Securities Board,
That
do
was
they
horrible, I know.
conduct covert investigations?
Yes, routinely.
And do they conduct overt investigation?
They do.
And who makes that determination? Or usually kind of,
It's under the direction of the director of enforcement, but it's collaborative,
when
part of the investigation.
you're conducting a covert investigation, in your experience as an investigator, do you often contact the respondent
Sometimes.
in a covert?
Covert?
In a covert investigation, sorry. Do you often contact them and not in an undercover capacity?
We do
No,
sometimes.
I'm an idiot.
And then do you often contact promoters?
Yes.
Now I'm talking about like an investigation, let's see here. Investigation where there's a pending or about to be cease and desist order. Like you're working on a cease and desist order, the investigation is going on. Do you reach out to respondents prior to the issuance of the cease and desist order? In a non-undercover capacity?
If we've gotten to that point, it's fairly rare, I would say, because we've made the decision that it's
Do we only investigate, does the Texas State Securities Board only investigate and issue orders in cases where people say this is an investment or your profits are guaranteed?
repeat that. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Do we investigate, does the Texas State Securities Board investigate cases where people say this is not an investment and profits are not guaranteed?
Yes, we do.
That doesn't stop the investigation.
No.
Were you able to access any Zoom calls on Tuesday nights prior to once later on they were posted to YouTube?
No.
And you said that those Tuesday night calls were only for minors?
Yes.
All right, got a little action. Fella in the comments.
And all of the disclosures that Mr. Perry's gone through today, when those were put in the order, were they concerning existing minors or prospective minors and purchasers?
I think this is what you're asking me, but they were typically referring to the Zoom calls that were on.
No. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
his
I'm talking about the provisions that are in the order.
Uh-huh.
Provisions that the Texas State Securities Board put in the order.
Oh,
Were those
four.
concerning non-disclosures
404.
to prospective minors or to disclosures to?
Objection, Your Honor. I was precluded.
I
There were
object to-
objections because
Thank
he
you
didn't
for
write the
being
order.
here, Corwin.
And now he's being asked to interpret what the order means and who it applied to and what the secret meaning was, whether it was prospective or current purchasers.
I wasn't trying to be mean to you. I'm just having fun.
Well, there were several that he did answer before I objected, but that's fine. We can handle it. We can handle it briefly.
Yeah.
Staying in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I always have fun. That's the name of the
No
game.
further questions?
Across.
If they can
No regret.
steal your joy, they
This
win.
morning, you're excused. Let's take a 5-minute break, come back at 2
So I
o'clock.
didn't invest like you.
Off the break.
Had I invested, here you go. They're taking a break, so we'll end this up on this. He left a comment.
Mr. Hess,
Sorry, I said something.
Yes.
Just hoping that the crap ends and I can get my 27K return
Hess
from my
and
3 months.
Samsung,
Uh,
they all.
Mr. Hess will be our next witness.
Okay,
We are likely going to have Mr. Webb till later in the day.
Okay.
But
They're
I
taking
may
a
contact
break.
them here.
They'll be
Can I
back.
just let-
Yeah, the same
We,
stuff.
we've been assuming since your position that the order is the same. Is that no longer the case?
And we said when we gave the order that it could change due to witness availability.
No, well, they're coming in 5 minutes. So what's the current order?
Hesse. Hess.
And
This is next.
Okay.
Hess is next.
Then what?
Then
Then it depends on cross. These people have lives.
Excellent.
Alex.
It's one
That's
afternoon.
okay.
You guys know who you're calling next after Hess.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Hess
Hess is next,
And
and
then-
then Webb.
Then Webb.
might have to
Those
move
walking out the
trade
door
web
line.
with Gamero based on Gamero's
Maybe he needs to take a
availability.
piss, but still, you know,
Yeah,
we're
but-
having, defense is
So
having a
Hess and then
schedule.
Webb or Gamero.
Correct.
Defense is having to schedule the hearing that the prosecution attorney, they're the ones that put the cease and desist. I guess we're the ones that filed the lawsuit against it, though. Either way, I say we. TEXITcoin. Shout out to Matty Allen there. There he is, right there. Looks like him. Put your cowboy hat on, man. I don't know who all's there, but it might get interesting as they start pulling up more witnesses, and it's just going to be too much for me. So I'm going to be watching. I'm glued. I don't know about you, but this is like the best trial. I, for the record, was in attendance all 3 days for Dick Sam Cannon. So anybody familiar with Dick Sam Cannon? I was there all 3 days at the federal trial in Fort Worth, the third one that they finally, because he hung jury on the first two. If you don't know the trial, Dick Sam Cannon hung jury on the first two trials. His third trial, they got him. And I'd be happy to tell you the story sometime. But anyway, I was there for all 3 days of that. That was extremely exciting. The coolest part were the people that I met, like Joe Bannister kind of became my friend through there a little bit. Larkin Rose. All the people that are in the documentary, Freedom to Fascism, are were like witnesses in the trial. So spent 3 days together cooped up with those people, and it was like summer camp fun, man. A lot of fun. So TEXITcoin family, thank you for being here. I'm out, going to take a break, and apparently they're going to be right back in about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to set up and get ready to go again. I think I was quiet during this one, and thank you to YouTube Studio Live for not interrupting and allowing this to take place. Thank you to all the people that watched the video after it airs. Do me one favor, please. If you find this valuable, please share these videos. Share them all over social media, please. And then like also and all that good fun stuff. If you have any questions, comment below. I will do my best to answer. I promise. Thank you again for being here. We'll see you next time. Next time.